This is the 2025 GMC Terrain. Did GMC make the right changes? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to do a side-by-side comparison on the all-new Terrain for 2025, and what better way to do that than to show you the differences by parking it next to a 2024 model. If you want to know more about, well, either one of these models, check out the links down in the description of the video. It's pretty obvious that the 2024 is on the left and the 2025 is on the right. You can see the differences here. A little bit more of a squared off look, not only with the hood, but with the grille. Everything squared off just a bit more than what we've had with the previous generation. Also some changes in the design of the grille. I really don't have to tell you too much about what's going on there. One of the big differences is obviously going to be the chrome surround, in this case, around the GMC logo. We'll also see the changes down here with the lower grille and the way the overall front end is designed. And something else that you'll see here that is different will be the active air curtains that are right here that we don't have on the 2024 model, but we will have that on the 2025. Also, the differences in the design of the headlight housings and a little bit of the difference in the design of the front end that comes into the area of the headlights, which is what I'm talking about right here. You'll notice that that isn't on the 2025 model. Tell me what you think about that. Very, very nice looking. The hoods don't look anything alike. I know a lot of people aren't necessarily looking at all of these design cues, but one thing that you will notice that is different, number one, here is the remote for the 2024 model. And I show that because I'm going to hit the button to lock and then unlock the 2024. Not a whole lot going on where that is concerned. However, when we go over here to the 2025 model, here is your remote. That is completely redesigned. You can see everything that we have here. And when I lock it, you're going to notice what happens here with the lights. Not a whole lot, but when I unlock it, you'll get to see the animation that comes with these daytime running lights. They're LED, nice and bright. I haven't seen this model after dark, but I know with my GMC 2500 that that is a very bright light. All of the lights are very bright. So I have to assume that these models are the same. Now, we'll take a quick look here at the side view mirrors. This is what we have for 2024. And then when we come over here to 2025, you can see there are some differences in the overall design and a little bit with the shape as far as that is concerned. Now, I know these are two different trim levels, SLT right here on the 24 compared to elevation with the 25. If anybody gripes in the comments, feel free to tell me how I can magically make the same trim levels appear when they're not on the lot. So I know some people will be upset about that, but that's just the way it is. I can only work with what I have available. Now, something that is going to remain the same, you have passive entry right here, which is going to be on the front doors and the back doors. I like that because for you parents or whatever the situation is, you can come to the back doors and unlock all four doors. Now here on this particular model, we're not going to find that on the 25. You're going to have passive entry on the front doors, but not on the rear. And how about our overall size differences? Believe it or not, the 2025 is 1.3 inches shorter in overall length, but about 2 inches wider when it comes to the overall width. And you can see the differences in the way everything looks. A little bit of a difference in height, but not much. But the big difference is obviously being an overall design of basically everything. You'll notice that the windows are different, but mainly the rear window back here is going to be wider, bigger, taller. Everything is going to be different where that is concerned. So for those of you that maybe wanted to have that back there, now you can see the difference where that is concerned. Tell me which model you like more as far as its overall design cues go and why. Both models come with a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, but let's talk about the 2025 model because here are the differences that you're going to find depending on if you go front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. With front-wheel drive, you're going to have 175 horsepower and 184 pounds-feet of torque mated to a CVT. Now, for those of you that cringe over a CVT, and I know some of you out there do, if you go all-wheel drive, you're going to have 175 horsepower and a little bit more torque at 203 pounds-feet, but here is the difference. it will have an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now that is a little bit of a difference compared to what you would have had in 2024 with a 9-speed compared to the 8-speed. Let's talk about differences as far as gaining access to your rear cargo area. There are obviously multiple ways to do that. The remote, there's a button on the interior. There's also a button here on the tailgate. In the case of the 24 model, it's going to be right here. We can open that up, let it go ahead and do its thing. And right here on the 25, it's actually located up here above the license plate bracket now, as you can see. And how about differences in cargo space? We'll start with the 2024 model. It comes in with 29.6 up to 63.3 cubic feet of cargo space. You'll still have the removable floor here. We're going to have this in both models. And underneath this area is the spare tire. And we're going to find the same setup here on the 2025. You can remove the floor if you need to get that out of the way. Very easy to deal with. You have your spare tire located underneath. And you can tell there's not a massive difference in overall size compared to the two models because of this. Cargo space in the 2025 is 29.6 to 63.5 cubic feet compared to the maximum 63.3 cubic feet for the 2024 model. And something I like here is a difference in cargo lighting. There is our lighting for the 2024 model. How about the 2025 model? I think it's a little bit more appropriately placed, at least in my opinion. We have two lights, one on each side. And while we don't have a sunroof here in this model, there was already a panoramic sunroof for the 2024 model. So obviously, if you do have a sunroof in your 2025 Terrain, it's going to have the panoramic sunroof as well. Now, there is one more thing that I wanted to show you right here. When you lower your rear seats down, you can get the seat belts out of the way and actually put them right here on the 2024 model. That's the spot where that goes. What about the 2025 model? It's a little different. You'll have to tell me what you like more. In this case, there's just a little slot right there that you push the buckle into just like that. But it's nice because the seat belt doesn't stay on the top of the seat, potentially taking up a little bit of space. When you push something in, it would kind of move that out of the way, but it might protrude a little bit and keep from being able to use as much space as there is available. And we'll start with our back seat tour. With the 2024 model, you can see what we have here with our upper and our lower door bin. Plenty of space where that's concerned, plenty of space with the armrest. And one thing that is a little different here, there's a little bit of additional recline built into the seat backs right here. I don't know how well you can see that. It's very minor. You can tell by the differences in the seat position of the seat on the passenger side compared to what we have here on the driver's side. You don't have the ability to do that in the 2025 model. We're going to have our rear air conditioning vents and a little bit of connectivity located underneath that. And there is the panoramic sunroof. Don't have the shade open right now, but there it is. And you'll notice some differences here. We're not going to have the upper and the lower door bin, but you still have plenty of space right here with the door bin as far as that goes, and space with the armrest. As I mentioned earlier, this model doesn't have a panoramic sunroof, but remember what I said, you don't have the ability to move that seat back, to recline it just a tiny bit. It's not a lot, so I don't think that's a big deal. We're obviously going to have fold down armrest with cup holders built in that look basically the same, have that same design right there as far as that goes. And you'll also find your rear air conditioning vents right here on this particular model. And above that will be the connectivity. As I mentioned earlier, I can only work with what is available in inventory. Obviously, there's reasons why I can't do identical trim levels today, but this is the SLT front wheel drive. There is your sticker price in case you were curious about that. And as far as the 25 model goes, it's the Elevation all-wheel drive. There is your overall sticker price for this model. And now we get into what I think are the biggest and the best changes overall of the Terrain. And that has to do with the design of the front seat area. Obviously, there's a lot of cosmetic changes. We're going to have a much larger screen The instrument cluster for the driver's display will be different. The steering wheel will be different. One thing that I do think is very interesting here, I'm curious to know what you think about this on this particular model. It has the head-up display. Notice that you have the screen right here. It's not projecting directly onto the windshield the way it normally does. What do you think about that? It actually seems to be a little bit easier to see, in my particular opinion. Also in the 24 model, here is something else that I know has been something a lot of people have complained about, and that is the push button shifter. I'll also give you a quick look at everything down here for changing your driving modes. Different things you can turn on and off. Your heated and ventilated seats are going to be there. And here is a look at our center console. You can take that tray out. It is easily removable if you want to increase space. We'll also have the sunglass holder right here and our upper console. There's your home link right there. All that good stuff is going to be here. And one thing I did want to show you, while there are going to be some differences here on this particular model, there's going to be multiple camera views here. We only have one, which is the rear view camera on the 25 model, but I did want to show you the difference in how it looks on this screen compared to what we're going to see when we hop into the driver's seat of the 25 model. Now, when we hop here into the 2025, there are going to be some big differences. You can notice some of the animated graphics here. Just things that are here, I'll show you. I know you like to know about what all is here, but that may not mean something to everybody, but there are some key differences here. Number one, the difference in the steering wheel. And you'll also notice the differences as far as your driver's display goes. And you'll notice that that changed. How did I do that? I pushed this button to change that. Very simple to do. Let's run through a couple of the different views here. A nice modern look, by the way. I really like what we have there. If you want your navigation here on the driver's display, you can do that. And we also can go back here to the view we started with. One of those things that's going to be different. Here is your shifter for the 2025 model. More of a conventional style shifter. You just put your foot on the brake, pull back on that, and then you can go into reverse, neutral, or drive. And like I said, you only have the one rear view camera here, but you can see what that looks like. It's nice and clear, nice and good. Nice graphics today, nice and bright, easy to see as far as that goes. But the difference is obviously that you almost have twice as large of a screen. It is diagonal, but this is the 15-inch screen. Very nice. I like the overall look and design of what we have here. You have Google built in, Google Assistant right there. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone. You have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which those are nothing new for the Terrain, but being able to pair your phone wirelessly is going to be different. And when we go into vehicle settings here, you're going to see a different look here. The same basic setup as what we've seen in the past, but obviously a different screen is going to have a different look, design, different feel. All of that's going to be here. But a lot of the same features that you've had in the past are still going to be here. Your safety features are here. All of that very easy to deal with. Now, we do have a difference here with our climate control. You're going to have a couple of different things you can do here. If I want to adjust the fan speed, I can use the screen right here to do that, but you don't have to. There's good news with that. You can also use the switch right here to do that. Now, in this case, it is single zone climate control, so I can adjust the temperature right here where that is concerned. And you can turn it on or off right here by simply pushing right there. And there are a few things that you can go into the screen and look at. You noticed what I pushed right here. I selected this option, and we can go right there. We can also look at a few things on the next screen, see more controls if you want to do that. So depending on what you want to do, you can set up everything here. Here's how you're going to turn your lights on and off. Now over here, you're going to notice what is here and what isn't. So you're not going to control your headlights right there. You can just leave everything on auto for your exterior lights if you want to. There is your power parking brake, but you'll also notice that the drive mode selector is right here on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. And to change those driving modes, you're going to see that stuff coming up. All of that information will come up along with the accompanying graphics on our 15-inch screen. So you can see what we have where all of that is concerned. And the overall look, with the interior. Now, for those of you who want a cloth interior, that is available here on the Elevation. This is not as highly of a spec'd out model as the first one I did a few weeks ago, but I didn't have the opportunity to actually compare the two. And you'll also notice the difference in your knob right here for controlling the volume. Instead of having the two knobs that were up here previously for volume and changing stations, all that good stuff. If you had a wireless charging pad, it would actually be right here. This particular model does not have one, but that's where it would be located. But you can see the difference in the overall design with our cup holders and with the center console. A little bit different. It looks like it's actually lost some size. I'm not sure. I haven't measured that, but you still have the removable tray. There's actually a good bit of space in there when you pull the tray out. That's very easy to deal with, or you can just leave that in there and actually add a little bit of space. Now, one thing that is different, I don't know why so many automakers are going away from sunglass holders, but there is no sunglass holder here, which is a little bit of a surprise. Tell me what you think about that. Some people like it, some people don't. And you'll notice what else we have here on the upper console. And there we go, the 2025 and 2024 GMC Terrain comparison. Tell me what you think. Did GMC make the right changes? I'm always curious to receive your feedback. I'd like to say a special thanks to my friends at Mike Morgan Buick GMC for loaning me these Terrains for the day so I could tell you the differences, show you the differences, maybe a little more accurate way to put that. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And if you would, please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you'd like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.